Okay, well, it's Wednesday. Um, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone, to 15 Minutes of Positivity. I was thinking today to keep it just really simple, really sort of foundational. And, yesterday we did some attention training where we focused on hands and the sensations in our hands. And it's like a mini body scan, right? Just looking for all the different sensations and really focusing our attention on what our hands were feeling like. And today I'd like to do sort of an open awareness exercise. So mindfulness being defined as this active state of awareness, meaning it's not just coincidentally happening to us. We're all deciding to be here, and we're all choosing to spend a few minutes focusing our mind on something other than what it just has this natural tendency to focus on, and we're paying deliberate attention. And in this open awareness practice, what we're paying attention to is the present moment. So everything that is happening in the present moment without judgment. So easier said than done. It sounds pretty simple. It is actually quite simple, but it's quite difficult to do, in the sense that, if you look at our organism, from a neurologic standpoint, we have five senses and literally millions of nerve receptors that are all, actively picking up data all the time, whether we like it or not, right? We can't just turn off our senses. The only question is, to what extent are we aware that our nose is itching, or that our, eyes are seeing all kinds of colors, or that our feet are sweaty and hot right now, right? There's a million things happening in any given present moment. And the question is, are we able to just be with it? And so this idea of what does it mean to um, to be with something. I think first there's this intention that we set. We say, okay, I'm gonna sit down just for a few minutes. I'm gonna intentionally focus my attention on something. So I'm gonna take action. And then if I do this repeatedly, I turn a practice into a habit. And then over time, we are what we repeatedly do, right? We quite literally become this aware person, or we'll become a grateful person, or we'll become someone who's kind and attentive, or fill in the blank. But it happens over time, and it's based on what we do repeatedly. So this ability, going back to, why practice mindfulness to begin with, like what's the point of it? Well, there's something really profound that happens to our our consciousness, our spirit, if you will, when we learn the ability to just be with what is in the present moment. Oh, my nose is itchy. Do I have to scratch it right now, or can I just be with the sensation of an itchy nose? Oh, that person in the background feels, they're saying things, or their voice is really annoying. Do I have to react to that, or can I just be with, whatever's happening? So it's quite literally, cultivating or curating a kind of superpower that allows us to step outside of this usual reactive state that our mind has been trained to be in. Great. So let's do that. And here's what we're practicing. There's sort of four distinct steps. The first one is choosing an aspect of your present moment experience to focus on. So we have five senses plus thoughts. The Buddhists think of thinking, or the mind, as a sixth sense. And then to take the stance of simply witnessing this experience. Invariably, the mind will wander at some point. So while we're focusing on, breath or sound or whatever it might be, at some point the mind will go back to, I wonder if I salted my breakfast too much, or if I should do X, Y, and Z. It's just what the brain does. When we notice that, the goal is just to gently, without much fuss, just bring our attention back to saying, oh, I just want to focus on the present moment right now. So again, really simple, yet quite challenging to do. Okay, so let's do that for 7 or 8 minutes. So start by closing your eyes and take a moment to just drop into the experience of sitting in your chair. on the floor, wherever you are, just notice your contact with the ground, whether it's through a chair, whether it's just sitting on the floor. Become aware of the solidity of the ground. If it helps, you can wiggle your toes, you can wiggle your body a little bit or rearrange your spine, your sit bones, and just notice what it's like to be in this present moment, sitting, and then see if you can begin to open up your awareness to the state of what we would call open awareness, simply being open to whatever is. So, whatever you're hearing, whatever you're smelling, maybe it's nothing, and that's fine. Whatever you're seeing, so with your eyes closed, noticing that you're still able to see colors and shapes, and then noticing sensations that your skin is picking up, temperatures, movement of air. And then also the taste or lack thereof in your mouth right now. So our body is literally absorbing millions of bits of data every second through our skin, through our eyes, our ears, our nose, and all of that information coalesces in the brain and gets converted into something that we then call sensations or emotions or thoughts. And so the goal of this practice is just to take a step back and just bear witness to that process as it unfolds, not to try to change it, but to simply notice your eyes are fluttering, you're seeing colors. Sometimes you hear my voice, sometimes you hear other sounds. Maybe there's smells or tastes that are present. And noticing how with prolonged silence, there's a greater propensity for the mind to wander. Our mind loves to have something to focus on, whether it's our phone or other people or other sensations. Maybe it can be quite interesting to just take a step back and notice what happens to the mind when there's just silence and stillness. And if you find your mind drifting into the past, beginning to think about things in the future, don't try to change that. Just notice it. Just be aware of, oh, my mind just started thinking about things that are yet to come, or was rehashing something in the past. It's not about making our mind do anything specific. It's about waking up that part of us that can bear witness to that process happening. We even have an expression for this experience that most of us experience most of the time throughout most of our days, and it's called lost in thought. Most of the time, we're lost in thought. And it's not something that we're choosing, it's just something that happens to us. And so this is just practicing noticing when that's the case. Are we aware that we were just lost in thought? Or are we so absorbed in the thoughts that we don't even know that that was the case? And like everything that we practice here, this gets easier the more we do it. And so before we switch gears to sort of re-engage with the rest of our day, just take a moment to be really focused on this experience right here, right now, sitting, just observing. Just know that this is accessible at any time of day. It's just a question of remembering to drop into this place of noticing. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. On the exhale, go ahead and open your eyes. Welcome back to the beginning of the rest of your day. And I hope this was a good little sidestep to, I know for me, what has already been an incredibly busy morning where most of the time, like I said earlier, I've been lost in thought. I've just been going, 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 and haven't really been that aware of my relationship to those thoughts or my relationship to experience. So this was a great opportunity to just slow things down a bit. Hope this was useful. See you tomorrow for a gratitude practice and have a great rest of your day, everyone. See you.